Hello guys, Career438 here. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Plants vs. Zombies 2. In the last episode, we started off our adventure, got sunflower, cherry bomb, and walnut. We technically started out with pea shooters, so yeah. I also did a lot of explaining, more than I normally do, I guess. So yeah. Anyway, in this episode, we're actually going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be playing a minigame. So yeah, let's go on.
Greetings, neighbor. The name's Crazy Dave, but you can just call me Crazy Dave. Listen, I got a surprise for you. But first, I need you to clear your lawn. Use your shovel and dig up those plants. Let the digging commence.
Position your cursor over the plant you want to dig up, then press and hold B to dig. I know that voice might be bad, but I gotta bear with it because I use it all the time. It's just Koopa Kung Fu's voice for Crazy Dave. I'm just gonna use that one for now. Alright, so yeah. We're basically just using our shovel here. Keep digging until your lawn is clear of plants. What you actually do is, the shovel is like, it holds down. Like, it won't dig up the plant until you hold down the B button. So you can technically like cancel out of it by releasing the B button. But once you get to that, your plant is gone forever. And you can't get it back unless you replant a new one.
Okay, good. Now for the surprise. We're going bowling. Here, take this walnut. Will I put a walnut in your hand? Because I'm crazy. Now go, bowl me a winner.
So we got our first minigame here. This is Walnut Bowling. And basically you just use walnuts to bowl over the zombies. You can have the walnuts ricochet off of other zombies and hit zombies. We actually got a new plant here that you can't use in the normal story mode. This is an Explodo nut. You can only get it in Walnut Bowling. So yeah. Basically it acts like a cherry bomb in the sense that when it hits zombies, it will explode and kill other zombies in a 9x9. Oh no, not 9x9. That'd be too OP. But in a 3x3 explosion radius. So yeah. We're gonna want to. They won't ricochet, however, because obviously they explode on impact. That wouldn't make sense. And this first one isn't that hard. There's other Walnut Bowling mini games later on, technically. Not in the main story, actually. This is the only time we'll be doing this in the main story. So embrace it while you can. There is a mini game mode, though, in which you can play Walnut Bowling and another variant of Walnut Bowling. So we got more zombies actually coming at us here. We're going to use the Explodo nut and wreck them. The Coneheads will take 2 walnuts to kill, and the regular zombies will take 1 walnut to kill. So yeah. And if a Conehead gets hit by an Explodo nut, they die instantly. So yeah. Not really too much to explain right here. So yeah. I'm kind of just waiting. Gotti. I've been saying that a lot recently. Because I like that vine. Okay, here we go. We got a new plant. We got ourselves a potato mine. It explodes on contact, but it takes time to arm itself. Alright, here we go. As you can see, we're really building up an arsenal of plants this time around. Technically, we only need 1 row, or actually 2 rows of pea shooters at this point in the game, so I'm only going to plant 2 rows in the back. So that it'll take a little less time. It'll take longer for the zombies to get here. Now, I'm actually going to do a strategy which helps you set up and save sun. You don't really need to do it a lot in this game. It's very useful in Plants vs. Zombies 2, the sequel to this game, if you can guess. Basically what you can do is to use these potato mines. This is honestly the best way you can use them. Early game you can plant a potato mine. It'll take a little time to arm itself. And that happens. You actually get an achievement for that. They take a little time to get up, but if you plant them like here, then you'll technically be alright. And it's just a sun saving strategy because, see, look how much more sun we have. We would have so much less sun if we just planted like pea shooters and stuff. This lets you sunflower spam and get a ton of like plants on the board, and it's a very useful tactic. Actually, this strategy is actually kind of coming through. I never used this strategy in this game, only in Plants vs. Zombies 2, because like you need to basically use that strategy in Plants vs. Zombies 2 because that game is very hard. It's a lot harder than this game, much more intense. But anyway, we're going to plant a pea shooter right here. Now we can start actually building up our offense. And there isn't really much need for the potato mine, technically. I'll plant the pea shooter there. Oops. I didn't mean to plant sunflower there so I can use my shovel. The shovel is shown right here. Okay, looks like he's going to eat my sunflower. Not too much of a big deal. I'll plant this walnut here. We got a pea shooter right there. This zombie right here is going to get hashtag wrecked by that potato mine. Thank you, based potato mine. And yeah. And right here, we have a new zombie. This is the pole vault zombie. I believe that's what his name is. It might be pole vaulter zombie, I'm not sure. But basically the pole vaulter zombie, they're pretty basic. They will jump over one plant with their pole vaulting stick, and they just can get past your defenses. They're not that bad, but what you can do to counter them is you can like plant a walnut and have like a row of potato mines, and yeah, you can basically just punish them every time they jump over your walnut and they'll die immediately. Or you can bait them with like a sunflower or something. That's another thing I should mention. I'm going to place a plant right there to actually stall out that cone head just because I can. I'll do it with this potato mine too, and it's important to keep in mind, guys, that when you're playing, as you can see, I've planted that sunflower on top of that zombie. It's important to keep in mind when playing this game that you can actually, so long as there's a space where you can plant like a certain plant, like basically anywhere, this time around, so long as there are no plants in like a space on the field, you can plant a plant there regardless of whether or not there's a zombie there. And that's always a clause. There's no like anything that really overrules that except for like other factors that we'll get into later. But yeah, so long as there's no plant on a space, you can always put a plant there. So it's important to keep that in mind because if a zombie's like on top of a square, then you can just like stall them out and you can just put a plant there, and they have to eat through it to move on because that's what the zombies do, and you can just like stall them out further. It's a good tactic if you're like worried about dying or something. You don't always have to do it. It's mostly what you do like if you're in sort of a bigger fix, essentially. I just wanted to show that off early on so I would have to explain much later. So right here we got a new plant. It's a snow pea. It shoots frozen peas that damage and slow the enemy. And we got some more zombies. Now as you can see, our thing is actually filling up. And basically what's going to happen is when we get another plant, we're going to be able to choose our plants. You can't plant them, you can't have like every plant in your arsenal and just plant them when you want. I think that'd be a little too crazy, don't you? Well, maybe not crazy, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see, but like, I don't know. They just wanted to like balance that more. So, and it's just like a limiting factor so that you can only have a certain amount of plants. You can only bring, there's always a limit on the number of plants you can bring to the level. Right now it's 6, but we will get more seed slots later on. So just keep that in mind. You aren't limited to only 6 for the entire game, because honestly, later on that would be kind of ridiculous. We will get 8 throughout the main story, and you can actually buy some later. So yeah, I'm gonna wait until another zombie's in a lane, so I can show off the powers of the snow pea. I'll plant one right here. And as you can see, this zombie turned blue right here. What actually happened to the zombie is it's frozen. And when zombies are frozen, they will walk slower. So it can be good to use plants such as snow pea to slow the zombies down. Personally, I don't really like snow peas just because of their cost. They're $175 in this game. They're only $150 in Plants vs. Zombies 2, but they're a premium plant in that game, and if you don't like in-app purchases, you might not want to buy them. Personally, I wouldn't buy them for that game if I were you. And they're just not worth it. There are other better plants that you can use. I mean, they won't necessarily do the same thing as he does, but still. I just don't really like to use snow peas because of their cost, and in this game, because sun in this game only gives you 25, but in Plants vs. Zombies 2, as of like an earlier update for the game, sun, they made it so sun gave you 50 instead of just 25, so technically they buffed it. So yeah, and but freezing can be useful because, like, as you can see, the pole vaulter zombies, they're a little faster than regular zombies, so we can slow them down and keep them from getting to our house very, very fast, because they're quick zombies. So yeah, it's important to keep that in mind, because slowing down the zombies is important and it gives a bigger stall factor. Hey, you're supposed to be dead. Wait, no, you're not supposed to start until that guy was dead. You had to wait for him to die. This isn't Plants vs. Zombies 2. I guess the waves can technically progress after you kill a certain amount of zombies. Because I know that in Plants vs. Zombies 2, no matter what, once you kill a certain amount of zombies, it will always enter the next wave. But I originally thought that in this game, unless you kill all the zombies in the wave, it won't actually advance to the next one, but I guess I was wrong. Speaking of waves, we actually have an instance where we have 3 waves technically, instead of just 2. Throughout the game, there's going to be more waves in a level, so levels will technically be longer. We're actually almost done with this world. Yeah, there are worlds in this game. There are 5 in total, but the levels technically are long. Sorry, pea shooter. I'm gonna have to dig you up and bring out the snow pea here. Then again, though, I don't really see the purpose of it. Snow peas won't freeze zombies behind other zombies, because pea shooters will only hit the zombies that are in front of them. And snow peas are no different from that claws. So yeah. They can't freeze, like, one snow pea can't shoot one zombie and then, like, if there's another zombie behind it, the other one can't shoot that zombie. So yeah, they'll always the pea shooter variants of plants will only damage zombies in front of them, or they'll only damage the first zombie that their peas can hit. If that makes any sense. I hope I'm not confusing you guys with all this banter. If you play the game, I think it gets a little more a little easier to understand, but I'm not sure. Maybe it is confusing. I guess with that, it would just be more of a justification not watch this LP. And I don't want you guys to not watch this LP. I want you guys to watch this and enjoy it. We're really, as you can see, we're really dominating. But it will technically get harder. I don't want to say this game is easy because the later levels do technically get harder than what we're facing right now. Of course, that happens with every game, except for New Super Mario Bros. 2. Oh man, shots fired, New Super Mario Bros. 2. No, I'm just kidding. I love that game. I'm just saying that because New Super Mario Bros. 2, while I love it, it's a very easy game. Because you just get so many lives in that game. You will never game over, like ever. I don't know, maybe some people found that hard. As you can see, our walnut is degrading here. Some plants like the defensive variants, such as walnuts, will degrade as they take damage because they're more defensive and they can take more hits. And that's basically showing that they're on their first degrade, which means you're alright, but they've taken some damage and you should be a little careful. There is a way that we can actually plant other walnuts on top of our walnuts and we can basically repair them while they're showing degrades. But we can't do that yet. That's a power-up that we can buy later. And don't worry, there are no microtransactions if you've never played this game. This was back before the days where microtransactions even existed, so you got nothing to worry there, pal, if you were worried. If you can see, we have a little bit of a different plant. I hope you can see it, by the way. I think you should be able to. In the flip camera, it's a little hard to see because I don't know why, but I guess in iMovie and on YouTube, it's a little easier. I feel like I was explaining something, but went off topic and stopped explaining it. But whatever, I'm sure I finished it. Gotta try and finish all my explanations. So we got a new plant here. It's a little different from what we've seen. It is an offensive plant. It's a chomper. It devours a zombie whole, but is vulnerable while chewing. So, I think we're actually going to end this off here because it's getting long in the video. So, next time on Plants vs. Zombies, we're going to be fighting more zombies, and it looks like we got a zombie with a bucket head. So, yeah. I'll see you guys then. Take care.